you guys are doing on this Monday. Hopeful, sleepy. It's like dark and rainy over here. I'm feeling that like sleepy vibe. Doing very well, energized, beautiful. Alexis in a funk. Okay, cool. Elise blessed. Terry, am I saying that right? Terry? Good.
Tere.
Awesome. Huh?
Tere.
Oh. Did I say it right? Tere.
That's it. Yep, that's it.
Awesome. That's so unique. I love that. Cool. So my intention for this call today, when I spoke to Elise on the phone, we talked a lot about my history with exercise and with food and with my body. I used to be a personal trainer as well. And how I really evolved into this world of energy and manifestation and mindset work. So what I want to do is I want to share with you just a few minutes of my experiences, and then I want to shift into some of the challenges that might be coming up for you guys, and then give you some tools, some energy tools that you can begin to practice and implement into your everyday life to help this be a more successful journey for you. Does that sound good? Cool. Awesome. So, obviously we all have stories in our lives and they can all be really long. So I'll just summarize part of my story. Back when I was a teenager, I started to notice that my body had a lot to do with my worth. Like the way I felt about myself was tied a lot to my physical body. And that led me down a journey of exercise, dieting, but with the why and the intention rooted in fear. It was rooted in, if I don't look that way, then I might not receive love, then I might not be happy. And no matter how much I shifted and changed and was successful in my health and diet, because it was rooted in that energy, it was never enough. And it would kind of be like, when you like buy something, or you maybe like you eat a cookie, or there's something in the external world that makes you feel good for a moment, right? But then it kind of passes. That's what would happen with my fitness and my healthy lifestyle, or what I thought it was healthy, but really it was just these external behaviors. And simultaneously, I was super into like mindset work, psychology, like what drives behavior. Why can some people consistently exercise, but they almost go overboard, but then other people, they want to do it so bad and they try and push themselves, but they can't get themselves out of bed, right? So I was learning all of that as I started to notice that who else feels this? Me? Yeah, right? I started to notice that the external wasn't enough. That's really the point I'm trying to make. And I'm not trying to get you guys to stop working with Elise. Exercise is awesome. Eating well is awesome. But when our why is rooted in trying to feel like worthy or happy based on how we look, it's going to be a never ending battle. And then one day we're going to get old. We're going to have body is no matter. So what I do is I have like a coaching and healing practice where I help people do the inner work to begin to feel good from within, so that it becomes so much easier to listen to our body and go do the yoga when it feels good, go do the running when it feels good, eat the foods that are nourishing. We all have this intuition and this inner wisdom that wants us to be healthy. But then we have our mind and our anxiety and our stress and our emotions that cause us to want to numb out on food, right? Or numb out on sleep, or maybe the opposite, and over exercise. So what I like to do is help people bring balance and health, like true health, mind, body, spirit, to their life. And I have some really cool energy tools that I want to show you today to help you in those moments when you might feel like you're going to self-sabotage, or when you're feeling down, or when you're feeling like your body does define you. Because I mean, that's like a large majority of our population, right? We just look at the media and it's like, we need to look like that. But I invite you to start having your own sovereignty and start looking at the parts of you, like your personality and your heart and the gifts that you have to give to this world, to define you. Because then the exercise and the eating well and all of that gets to be like this cherry on top to really help you live in a vessel that can support who you truly are. You know, I really believe, I think what really, I forgot to mention that I struggled with multiple eating disorders for about 5 or 6 years. Bulimia, binge eating, orthorexia. It would flip flop and switch, and I tried a lot of things to heal, but it wasn't until I really started changing what I valued and my whys, and turning inward and filling up on who I was, that now I can say it's really easy for me to live in a really healthy body. And one thing that really helped me shift that was believing and feeling that my body is a vessel carrying my true self, my spirit, my soul, my essence, whatever language you want to use. So yeah, that's a little bit about me and what I do. So I'm curious, you know, I know you guys work with Elise, and she, I'm assuming, gives you workout plans, meal plans, things like that, correct? So I'm curious, what are like your biggest struggles with like either sticking to it or like making your change or transformation, feeling good, feeling happy? If you could pop that in the chat, then I could guide my tools to support you. Emily, motivation and accountability. Cool. Well, you have some great accountability right here. I love that she created this community. Community is so helpful. And while you guys are typing your struggles, Demi or Demim, I just asked, like, what is there anything that you're struggling most with at this time, whether with your mental health or with sticking to your exercise and nutrition plan? You're welcome. And have you guys heard of Manifestation? Yeah. So the reason that I got into this, going a little bit deeper, is as I was doing this inner work and really starting to generate love from within, I started to notice that my external world just started to shift. And at the same time, I was helping my clients through the same. And as they were just believing in themselves and creating self-worth from within, they started to attract careers and more money, like relationships and friends, and it's just so cool. You can really get into like some magic in this life when we really can generate that love. Emily, I definitely struggle with believing in myself. Okay, cool. Thank you guys for sharing that. All right. So before I guide you guys through some energy tools, Demi, just feeling like I'll never get there. And if I do, it's because I'll have to sacrifice so much. Yeah. Can we all relate to these? Totally. Okay, beautiful. So has anyone in here done breathwork before or meditation? Elise, do you give them breathwork and meditate? No, nothing like that? Okay. Alexis has. Okay. Emily has? Okay, cool. So what I would love to do is guide you guys through it. It's easy for me to sit here and talk, but until you experience the things I talk about, it's like kind of hard to grasp, you know? So does that sound good to you guys? Is everyone in a place where you can kind of close your eyes for a little bit and be? Angela, you might be at work or something. If there's somewhere you can go, that'd be awesome. Just so that you can really sink in and be with yourself for this time. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a breathwork pattern. I call this the Energizer breath pattern. What's really great about breathwork is it helps us get out of our head and into our body. It helps calm our mind, and it helps us experience a state change. You know, when we're struggling, believing in ourselves, lacking motivation, feeling like we'll never get there, we can feel very like bogged down, right? Almost like gray clouds are on us. And with the breath, we can change our state to feel better from that place. It's a lot easier to take action that's serving us. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'll show you the breath pattern first, and then we'll do it together. So you're gonna breathe out of your nose 50 times, and it's a like a forceful exhale and then just a natural inhale. And as you're breathing out, you're snapping your belly in, like your ab muscles. So it looks and sounds like this. So 50 through the nose. Don't worry, you don't have to count unless you want to. 50 through the mouth. Then we'll breathe in and out. 10 times. Then we'll breathe all the way in and hold at the top. And yeah, if you don't feel comfortable being on camera, you can turn it off, but we'll all have our eyes closed. So it's totally up to you. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and sit back. Close your eyes. I just said a lot, and you might be thinking about it. You might be processing it. So let's just allow your mind to release the day, releasing the past, releasing the future, and just being here now in this moment. Taking a few cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And before we begin, just setting the intention of this practice. Maybe just saying, I intend to feel blank. Maybe I intend to feel love, aligned, peaceful, energized, whatever it is you want to feel. And now we'll take a nice deep breath in, and we'll begin the breath pattern. Out of nose. Breathing in and out of the mouth. And you're just snapping your belly in, really nice, forceful exhale. It's like you're breathing out any tension, any pain, and you're breathing in energy, lightness. And now breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathing in as much energy as you can and exhaling, melting into your seat. Breathing all the way in, holding at the top. Holding, finding stillness in your body, relaxing your shoulders and forehead. Breathing out whenever you're ready and just keeping your eyes closed. Feeling your body scanning down from your head, down your neck and shoulders, your arms and hands, scanning down your back and chest and belly, pelvis, thighs, knees, shins, and calves. Just noticing how you feel without trying to change anything. We're going to repeat that breath pattern one more time. Breathing in through your nose. And let's begin. Snapping that belly in. If you notice your mind wandering, just bringing your awareness into your belly, into your breath. You can count if that helps quiet your mind. As you breathe in, imagining light filling your body, breathing out any tension, any tightness. Breathing all the way in and holding at the top. Breathe out, scanning down your body now. Taking your hands and rubbing them together, nice and fast, creating heat, and then bringing them a couple inches apart. Feeling the tingling, the energy between your hands. Maybe pulling them apart and back together. Just noticing if you feel anything. This is your energy. It is very healing. So now noticing on your body, If there's any place where you feel tense, you feel tight, maybe you're carrying stress or anxiety, just placing your hands there, knowing that there's no right or wrong way to do this. The first place you think of is probably correct. And then just dropping into that area and just telling this part of you, you are safe, you are loved, I love you. This part of you, it's an energy. And when we bring awareness to it, it starts to unbind. Emotions are energy, so anxiety, sadness, stress, fear, pain, all of that can cause us to sabotage their energies. So what we want to do is we want to tune into this sensation. Maybe noticing a younger version of yourself, maybe as a kid in this place, and just asking this part of you, what do you need right now? How can I love you more? What do you need right now? How can I love you more? And just feeling into what this part of you needs without having to think about it so much. Maybe this part of you needs some love, some laughter, and a smile. Maybe smiling, giving this part of you some joy. Maybe this part of you needs a break or some reassurance, like it's all going to be okay. You're doing great. I see you. I love you. A lot of times these energies, these parts of us just need love and encouragement. And some deep breaths. And now placing your hands in your lap. We're gonna drop into another energy tool. It's called visualizing, and this is really, really powerful to help with behaviors that you want to change, something you want to create in your life. So bringing your awareness into your mind and just noticing if you can imagine a movie screen out in front of you, like past your eyelids, or maybe you can't see it clearly, and just imagining yourself as the highest, most authentic version of yourself. You're walking down the street, or maybe you're at a place in nature, somewhere that you love. And as you walk, you're so confident, you're strutting, you're smiling, you're glowing, and people can't help but turn their heads because there's this radiation about you. And just what are you doing? Seeing your bank account full, in overflow, feeling that freedom in your body that creates. Seeing yourself in the kitchen, eating mindfully, nourishing and finding pleasure in every single bite. Feeling the love with each chew and each swallow, knowing that You're strengthening and loving and honoring this vessel, this body of yours. Seeing yourself exercise and it being fun, it being enjoyable. You feeling so proud and strong. Maybe you're playing your favorite music. Maybe you're dancing around, just noticing what would you be doing as this highest version of yourself. Who are you with? Maybe it's someone you know or someone you haven't met yet. Where are you? And what do you spend your days doing? When you fully believe in yourself, when you know you can do anything, you can create anything, you can be anything, and you are your best friend supporting you the entire time, what do you spend your days doing? What fulfills you? And if you don't know right now, that's okay. It is all good because you get to find out. Each day, looking down at your feet and noticing a path in front of you, a golden path. It swirls, it winds, it twists. And it goes so far into such a beautiful land that you can't see the ending. But that's okay because you trust this path. You know the ending is beautiful. You know you don't even need to see the end of the road because you look around and you see beauty. You know that with each step, each day, you're filling yourself with more love, with more peace, with more bliss. You're doing the best that you can. And you're forgiving yourself when you make mistakes or when you get mad at yourself. Feeling how it feels to be okay with the unknown. And you begin to look to your left and your right, and you see your friends or your family or strangers, and they all have different paths in front of them, and they wind and they swirl and they twist in completely different ways than you. And suddenly you realize or you remember that you were brought to this planet with your own unique set of gifts, with your own personality, with your own purpose, with your own desires and habits and hobbies and quirks. And maybe you even feel some spark in your heart that you were designed to be unique and perfectly imperfect. And there's no one outside of you that you need to come look like or like. You get to be you, and there are so many people who want you as you, who want you believing in you, filling up on your own love so that you can overflow into them. And just allowing yourself to feel whatever you're feeling, whatever's coming up is fine. Maybe joy and peace, maybe some triggers. Either way, it's all good. It's all welcome here. before we wrap up, just noticing your heart, and from your heart, noticing the love coming through the screen from me, from everyone else on this call, just allowing yourself to open to receive. And then feeling the return of love back as we're all just energetically saying hello. And if you don't feel anything or that was weird to you, that's okay. That's okay too. It's all welcome. And just putting your hands on your heart and just allowing my words to fill you up, allowing yourself to receive them. You are not alone. You are supported. You are loved. You are guided. You are on the right path. And with each moment, you get to be here now in this moment. The past is gone. In the future, we'll never be able to fully predict, right? So let's be here now. And let's just allow you to fill yourself up with love right here, right now. Just accepting the moment as it is. And sinking into your chair. Maybe just telling yourself, I love you, if that feels good for you. Thank you, I love you. Thank you, I love you. Knowing that you do so much. And you are so worthy of love and self-love. You're so worthy. Beautiful. And now, before opening your eyes, or you can go ahead and open your eyes if you feel comfortable. Go ahead and share with me in the chat how you're feeling. I'd love to hear. Angela, calm. Alexis, relaxed. Relaxed, peaceful. Beautiful. So, until I saw Elise's recording. In tune with my honest feelings. Awesome. This is good. I don't want to butcher your name again, but this is good. You know, you're becoming comfortable with people seeing you. Awesome. So I just want to kind of explain what we just did. So we started with some integrative breath work, which is awesome for starting the day. I do that energizer breath every single morning when I start my day, and I can send Elise a recording of that if she wants. I'll connect with her, and then she can pass it along to you guys. But what's so powerful is it gets us to drop out of our mind and shift into our body. It actually activates part of our brain that allows our like spirit and highest self to connect into our body, and it just allows us to be in our body. It's awesome. I'm obsessed with breath work. If any of you follow me on Instagram, you're going to hear me talk all about it. And you can use that morning, noon, and night if you want. Like whenever you're starting to feel like you're becoming overwhelmed, it's really awesome to shift your energy. So that was the first one we did. Then we dropped into visualization. This is also really, really helpful every single morning. If you were to just take 1 minute and visualize your day, how you want it to go, it activates part of your brain that allows you to scan your environment for what you're visualizing. For example, I used to do this when I was like binge eating and emotional eating is in the morning, I would visualize what typically triggers me and how I would handle that moment. And I would picture myself being in the kitchen and pausing, taking some deep breaths, and going into my room, like sitting with myself and discovering, what do I need right now? How can I love myself more? We did those 2 questions in the meditation, and I recommend you write those down and come back to them, because although I talk about food a lot because I work with a lot of clients with food, and it's my own history, anytime you want to shift a behavior, you can come back to those 2 questions, and it will help you gain awareness into what your intuition really needs in that moment. Does that make sense to you guys? Cool. So we did the breath work, the visualization, asking yourself those questions, and then we filled you up on love. So that was like 4 energy tools that I kind of mixed together that are really, really helpful with behavior change, which is like what a lot of what you guys are doing with Elise. And just like feeling like good and happy, you know? Cool. So I just talked a lot. Does anyone have any questions for me at all? Elise, do you have any questions?
I just want to say thank you so much for doing that. I feel like that is something that we don't ever take the time to do. And I was just literally thinking to myself as you're doing like the breath work and meditation, I'm like, I need to get back to doing something like this, because it's not enough. It's like we know, oh, we should meditate, or we know breath work, or we know like visualization, but to actually have a moment to stop and do it and like have you guide us through that, I think is super powerful. So I really appreciate you for that.
Mm.
And one thing that I took note of is because I talk about it a lot, but I always forget. It's just the term of being our highest self, right? And the term of like living into that, and like the visualization is super helpful. I think for all of us, just because I don't think we don't stop enough to visualize that higher self. We know what we're trying to achieve. We know to take it day by day. Like we know those basic strategies, but how can we actually sit back and visualize it so we know what we're working towards and what we want to achieve and the person that we ultimately want to become? I think if we can all think about that this week and really just kind of tune into what does that mean for us, like that visualization when you're like saying this path, and how can we really love ourselves, and what does it mean if money wasn't an option, or if not, we could literally accomplish anything we wanted, like how we can become that. Like it's so possible, you guys, to become that, but we have to set that visualization of what does it mean for me to be my highest self. It's going to be different for Alexis to be her highest self. It's going to be different for Emily to be her highest self. But the more that we can sit with that and recognize what that is, the more we can take it day by day to accomplish that. And the more that that's just our way of being, it's not something we even have to achieve anymore. It's just who we are. So that's what I got from it. I really appreciate
That was beautiful.
Yeah, it's and again, I hope all of you girls like enjoyed being here and going through that. And again, it's just, just being able to stop, come together. We're all working on the same things. We all, are working towards that highest self. And I just appreciate you. It's awesome.
You're so welcome. Thanks for sharing that. That was incredible. Yeah. Emily, visualization boards or vision visualization boards are awesome because, like what Elise was just saying, if we can take the time each day, even if it's just for a minute, and focus on the vision of who we want to become, what we focus on expands, right? And if so, the more that we can bring in that vision of what we want to become, we will naturally draw it to us more and more and more. It's so incredible.
And for Demi, mine is literally right there. Wall in my kitchen. I created that. I actually had a friend who did like a vision board party. Being in the islands, Demi, you should create a vision board party for everybody. Because I had to get together with a bunch of girls, and we just had a ton of magazines, and we just had like a fun little girls' day and just created these vision boards. And I have it literally in my kitchen, and I love it. So I highly recommend. And even like mine has quotes on it. So sometimes when I just am having like a down day, or when I just need a little pick me up, there's one on there that's just like, I'm in tune with my body. Like there's random things that still keep me in alignment with what the ultimate goal is. So I personally highly recommend vision boards.
They're awesome. Yeah. Whatever works for you. Some people will write like a letter from their future self. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that.
So you're welcome, Angela. Alicia, do you have any breathing techniques that work well with anxiety? Yes. So that breathing technique that I just showed you, whenever I start to feel sensations of anxiety, sometimes I'll do that one. Sometimes I'll just do 6 really slow, deep breaths. That's really good for calming the nervous system. And meditative breathwork sessions are actually really, really powerful for healing anxiety. So I'll drop my Instagram down here. And if you're interested in breathwork or deeper healing, you can connect with me on Instagram. Because I offer breathwork classes and one-on-one sessions, and it's really powerful. Does that answer your question, Emily? Okay, cool.
Yay, that was so awesome. I guess we have another question.
Okay, Alicia, how do you overcome overthinking? I overcome it every damn day. So it takes a variety of energy tools, and it's dependent on you. I would say breath work is like number one. So how Elise was saying earlier, it can be really hard to get ourselves to sit down and meditate. I've tried meditating for years, and it wasn't until I found breath work that I was really able to have a consistent meditation practice, because it allows me to quiet my mind. So I would say start with breath work. And aside from that, maybe you can reach out to me, and I can know your specific struggles, and we can go from there. Sorry that's so general, but it really depends on you, you know? Yeah. I will say one thing that's really helpful. Sorry, Elise, is doing something to drop you into the moment. So if you notice you're in your mind, this is a reason a lot of people love exercise. I actually just did a podcast episode on this, but when we're in our mind, we're not in the moment. So if you're doing exercise and you notice you're in your mind, like feel your muscles. If you do bicep curls, drop into your body, put on a song and dance around. Sing if you're listening to music. Listen to someone talking to you with your whole body. Like getting into the present moment will help you get out of your mind.
Yeah, I really like that tool, because I know all of you guys personally, and I know all of us are all overthinkers, but the more that you can just be in tune, like Alicia is saying, and the more you can do like these breath work techniques, that's why it's so important for me to like bring you guys together as a community and like have more amazing women like Alicia, like give us these different tools, force us to stop. The easier it's going to become to let go of the overthinking when you are more in tune with yourself. And kind of like what she was saying, through the visualization and through the breath work, is we don't know like tomorrow. We don't know, we can't change the past, but the more that you learn to live in the now, like the more that overthinking is hopefully going to quiet down, because we can't predict, like we literally cannot predict what tomorrow is going to look like. So why should we stress over it? right? So just learning to be with who you are now and fixing, or not necessarily fixing, but like just sitting with that. And like she said, dropping into it. So, so helpful.
Demi, I was just typing, but I'll just say here, that's completely normal. A lot of emotion can come up from that. And I usually have people crying, so it's completely normal. What's probably happening, I think you said earlier, you're getting in tune with your feelings and emotions. It's like emotional weather, like crying, feeling things is completely normal. It's good. I love crying. I'm like, let's just feel it all. Because I held my feelings in for so long, you know? All right, Elise.
Yay. So if you guys have any last questions for Alesha, thank you so much for being on here. I appreciate you so, so much. I'm going to do one little photo really quick because you guys know I got to get my photo in. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yay. So yeah, you guys have Alesha's Instagram on there. She does awesome breath work and meditation, mindset, all of that type of stuff. So make sure you reach out to her. Obviously, you can tell she's awesome. I wouldn't have brought her on if she wasn't. So if you have anything in particular that you want to kind of dive in a little bit more, definitely reach out to her. In regards to the recording today, I recorded it. I did have a couple of women who couldn't make the call. So if I share it with them, it's just other like 1 and 2 people. I'm not posting it on Instagram. I'm not posting it on like Facebook. It's just for people who are like, I missed the call. They're in our private Facebook group already. So that's the only people who would actually have access to it, just so you know. So don't be worried about that. But yeah, thank you so much, Alesha, for being here. Thank you guys for taking time out of your day to be here. And there's many more to come. Oh, for you guys who made it, you're now in a raffle for winning an Ideal Fit protein powder, pancake protein, which I'm super excited about. So I will announce in the Facebook group who is going to be the winner of that. I did write all of your guys' names. And yeah, let's just work this week, you guys. I know you guys are striving so hard for your health and fitness goals, of course. But let's really take a step back and really start our mornings with recognizing our highest self. Like, what does that mean for us to be our highest self? How can we take a step back and work on those visualizations? Take a step back and just focus on living this day to the best of my ability without thinking about the past, without thinking about tomorrow, and just start cultivating that like positive self-talk and that highest self. So that's what I want to say. I love you guys so much. Thank you again, Alesha, for being here. And I am going to go ahead and close this out. So bye, you guys. Have a great night. And I will see you guys soon.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.